Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video, basically, just gonna say, looking at no item run, looking at Zamasu, and yeah, pretty tough. Obviously, Zamasu, pretty strong unit, really good unit, really strong fight. Starts off quite strong, like quite difficult, and ramps it up a little bit in the next phase. The big thing is when you face Rose and Zamasu, is obviously that essentially they can seal you, which is quite limiting and can cause you some problems, especially if you have units that gain attack and defense on super, or that rely on their supers to facilitate the rest of the teams as well. Also, strictly speaking, obviously an int typing fight into a tech typing fight, which is in its own way challenging as well, because there are certain typings that obviously excel, and we're not going to be able to utilize them fully. Now, because of the typing situation, we're going to predominantly focus on bringing int units, as the int phase does not last a horribly long time. So if you do the int phase with a fairly strong team, the int phase does not last very long. So what we want to do to try and avoid using items, or of course we can't use items because it's an item run, but to avoid using items, we're going to prioritize our team for the second phase and basically rely on a lot of the RNG in the first phase. That's essentially the gist behind it. Now, as always with red zone bosses, they're immune to stunning, sealing, attack lowering, defense lowering. Zamasu in the end phase will heal, and he heals quite a bit. I think he heals a full bar of health, so it is a substantial amount of health. It's not impossible to heal, it just depends on your team's damage. Maybe if you're someone who's bringing a team that's a bit slower, needs to stack up a bit, you're actually not too concerned, and it's actually better to use your items in the beginning, much like my first run, where we used our items to essentially set up a good foundation for ourselves. With the no item run, what you're doing is you're getting units that set themselves up quickly, so by turn 3 or by 4, but also have a mechanism that allows them to kind of function in the first phase. So whether that's guard, like Gohan who's got temporary guard, or the AGL, Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta who have guard, or any of those kind of mechanics that essentially allow you to circumvent the first phase, as like I said, he does hit quite hard. You also can notice we use the active skill early on as well. This is to secure the win in this phase. Again, you may think, oh, surely you want to save that for the tech phase. We're going to be stronger in the tech phase due to the number of int units that we have, and due to the number of just overtly strong units we have that are hitting their peak there. So we're actually better off at the beginning of the second phase, where we're going to have the likes of Gogeta and Vegito transforming, having their evasion, having all those really good mechanics. We're going to be better off in that phase than we will be right now. So using the active skill at this point to apply some extra damage and secure victory, and to transition to the second phase is actually ideal. Obviously if we could save it, we would save it, but to just make sure that we could get this run done, I wanted to make sure I used it. And this was my second attempt, so it was not too far in, but I definitely felt like getting through the end phase was actually the harder part of this no item run. Sometimes when you're doing no item runs, you realize that some are more difficult than others through a combination of methods. Sometimes it's because the beginning is super hard, other times it's because the end is very difficult. Sometimes it's the middle section that gets you. The strengths in Shenron was kind of like that in the Shenron year 1. So yeah, there's always a certain part of a certain fight that'll get you. Int Cell was a very big bonus for this team. So although he doesn't link well at all, firstly, doesn't matter because he's got type advantage in the second phase, so he's immediately pretty good defensively, considering his passive. But also, which kind of makes up for his lack of big bad bosses, etc. But also his heal. So the big thing with Cell It allows us to heal. That's why we're running double AGL, Super Saiyan God, Vegeta, and Goku's. And I guess we need to talk about that now. So we're running AGL, Super Saiyan God, Vegeta, and Goku's, which seems contradictory to the whole bringing into units to facilitate the tech phase. But the thing is AGL, Super Saiyan God, Goku, and Vegeta are honestly more than fine in pretty much any situation. Remember, you can transform into Vegito. This is very crucial. Causes you to do some pretty big damage and also makes them defensively sound. They also have guard for 4 turns, and this is very crucial because the whole mechanism here was to get to the 4th and 5th turns to have the transformations of the Goku, Vegeta, and Vegito units, who are going to be crucial to causing enough damage to win the fight. So yeah, that was obviously quite clutch, quite crucial. Yeah, outside of that, pretty much those were the main transformation conditions. Definitely priority because their evasion is going to be clutch and really very crucial. The Goku and Vegeta, do well enough. Trunks and Vegeta are fantastic for this fight because of their stacking defense, their type advantage, their guard, their building defense, just all of that, and the active skill, which you already saw us use. So that's all very, very good. And yeah, basically it's a very good foundation for us to obviously work off of here. I do think AGL, LR, Vegeta, and Goku are really good, and I actually think their team is very good as well. Lots of flexibility in the lead, lots of ability to kind of work different units on. I mean, we're using an int perfect cell here, so that should show you. But yeah, really, really crucial. And the big thing is that they can have both Gogeta and Vegito, whilst also simultaneously having Trunks and Vegeta. I feel like this makes their team very strong, because Trunks and Vegeta give you a perfect first slot unit. They themselves are a pretty strong first slot unit for the first 4 turns, and all of the timings that they give the team cater to setting up Gogeta and Vegito. So Gogeta and Vegito pretty much are able to come in and then be immediately impactful and do a stellar job. So it's definitely, for me, one of the big things as to why their team functions so well, and why their team is so much fun to use. But yeah, really, really, really awesome. And I think it's a very crucial part of determining just how well everything happens. But that's it. We're going to finish things off with the active skills, which shows how well planned this all was. Cell would have finished things off anyway, probably with like a 40 million attack stat or something ridiculous without big bad bosses or whatever. But yeah, essentially very nice no item run. And yeah, I think for me it's really, really solid. So that's going to be it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your team builds, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. So until then, bye.